maybe killing the Lord Ruler was a mistake.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing the prologue and part 1 of Brandon Sanderson's Hero of Ages, last book in the Mistborn Trilogy, Era 1. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little struggle for me to get into it, but I think that's because we kind of took a break from reading for a little bit, and I started, from reading like this series. And so picking it back up was kind of like, ugh, here we go again. So.
And he has to build it back up.
Right, it's scene setting, plot building, and yeah.
And there's a little bit of a time skip.
Right.
Not much, but.
We're picking up, a year from the
Well of Ascension, yeah.
Well of Ascension conclusion.
So Emperor Elend is moving
along. He's moving along. I don't necessarily like Emperor Elend.
I do.
You do? Mm-hmm. I feel like he's more domineering.
But it's only because I don't want to say he's forced, but he feels like he has to save people.
Right. But I'm wondering how much of his new Mistborn status is playing into it.
It isn't.
You don't think so?
No.
I imagine he has more confidence partly because of it.
Probably confidence, and he's probably like enjoying the fact he can get stuff done on his own.
Yeah.
But I don't think that would change the direction his leadership was gearing towards.
Right. Maybe.
Because remember, his original way, he got booted.
Right.
So he evolved.
Right.
That doesn't have nothing to do with the powers of being a Mistborn.
I know, but I feel like he's just not as...
Not to mention Vin kind of stranglehold everyone and put him in charge.
Yeah, but I just feel like he's not very...
Elend?
Yeah. Compassionate anymore. Because I think there's a part in which Vin says something to him about how she's concerned about Sazed. And he's kind of just like, he'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Well, with every evolution, you kind of lose something.
Yeah. Well. And I think she even says something in there about how he's not quite... But the Elend that, she fell in love with.
Right. Well, he's not... That was a boy.
Mm-hmm. Now he's a man. A Mistborn man.
Well, okay, when I'm saying that, I mean, before he was a thinker, an idealist, but he didn't get stuff done.
Right.
Now he gets stuff done.
Right.
He's aiming to save people, hell or high water.
Okay.
He's going to save them whether they like it or not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He has to grow on me, this new version. So, speaking of Team Venture, they've been out conquering cities in order to save the people.
Yes, well, they're going for the hulls.
Yeah, the storage sheds. They're not sheds, but that's what I'm going to call them. The storage sheds. So...
The supplies and information the Lord Ruler locked up.
Right, which has been food and maps to other storage sheds.
Information about metals. Maps to point out the next hole.
Which they're actually heading to what they think is the last storage spot.
The fifth one.
Which is Set's homeland.
He's all excited.
He's excited because he's ready to go back there and take his land back from the obligator that has got it under control.
I can see this man sitting there going,
wow. Okay.
I can see it because he was gloating.
Yeah, he was excited. They also think that this one could hold the adium that they've all been trying to find.
Well, it went somewhere.
Did it? Maybe it never existed.
It went somewhere.
Anyways, so that's what they're working on, conquering, moving people back to Luthadel.
Inoculating people to the mists.
Yep, they're putting them out there so they can get exposure.
So some of them, and when they are in the mist, they die. It's a small percentage. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
And then some have a seizure, but then they get up and they're fine. And then some are just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But after the first time out in the mist, it doesn't do it again.
Right.
So it's kind of ruthless, but at the same time necessary.
Going for that herd
Immunity.
Yep.
I was trying not to say that, but
anyways, but yeah, so that's what they've been doing. Says and Breeze headed up to
Jastad's father's?
Yeah, to get some kind of signature.
Well, he is now subservient to Ellen, I believe.
Yeah.
Because they're using the Holy First Witness as a... What do they call that?
I don't know.
Embassy.
Like an ambassador?
Ambassador, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's an ambassador to Luthadel?
To Ellen.
Ellen, yeah. So he went, they're up there trying to get a signature. I don't know what they're trying to get a signature for. To sign over?
To be under
oh, they're trying to get him to swear his allegiance, in theory. Okay.
And Breeze is there because, well, he's Breeze.
Yeah, he's Breeze. Which he seems to be better.
He is, but he isn't.
Right.
He's a changed man.
Yeah, but he still had a little bit of Breeze humor in him. Saze is still in a funk.
He's trying to work on Saze.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't working.
Saze is trying to figure out which of the many religions that he has stored is the actual true religion.
It's like he's a man possessed, trying to find answers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tingle crushed him.
That whole thing, yeah, that totally crushed him. Where's everyone else in the crew doing? Spook is off doing
He's in the northern
recon. Yeah.
Ham was... He was with the soldiers, right? When Ellen and Vin showed up at the camp?
I think so.
Because he was in that meeting.
What meeting?
In the tent. When
they were formulating the plan to go to the next storage shed.
Him and Vin were breaking off and then...
Yep, I remember. So he's been kind of just hanging with the troops.
Which makes sense. I mean...
Yeah.
He's good with them.
Yeah, so, and that's it for the crew, right? Because we lost clubs and we lost docks. So, everyone seems to be just kind of moving along. Falling in line.
They're very, I don't want to say dead inside, but they're not what they used to be.
Yeah.
The times are tough because the ash mounts are continuous now.
Yeah, Hope leaves. Yeah.
I was thinking the Art of Ruin. But
yeah. Anyway. Well, speaking of Ruin, I have decided, whether it's correct or not, that Ruin is what was released from the well.
Would you like a cookie?
Yes! I do want a cookie.
Remind me later.
Okay. So yeah, Ruin has come out from the well. And, so yes. Flashback to many episodes ago when I said something about, when Rashek ascended and became the Lord Ruler, was it like the death of everything, beauty-wise? Seems like it kind of was because I don't know if it's the blurbies that say something that he was like moving the world around.
So basically, the way it summed it up was he shoved the world closer to the sun to try to get rid of the deepness, the mist. But then it was too close.
That things just...
And it ruined the atmosphere, so he had to put the ash mounts to like thicken the atmosphere.
Yep.
And then the plants weren't living.
Right.
So he had to change the plants to something that would survive there. And just this whole escalation.
Yep. He had to just change it all.
He even changed how humans were to be able to survive there.
Right. So I was kind of correct.
But I couldn't tell you that.
No, you couldn't tell me that. But now back to Ruin. He don't know. They. Ruin is Ruin. I think it is referred to as it by Marsh, who is now like
Poor Marsh.
he is like Super Steel Inquisitor. He's been one for 3 years, but now he has more spikes
Than all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually more powerful.
Yeah.
Now, did you understand the third magic system? It hasn't been like fully.
I think it was mentioned.
Yeah.
It's something with blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So all those spikes. Remember how he said making an Inquisitor was messy?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go ahead and just tell you.
You can break it down.
Okay, so to make an Inquisitor, they had because they had 8 spikes before.
Right.
They had to kill 8 mistings. Because the spike goes through the misting into the Inquisitor, and that's how the power comes there.
Ah. But in this, they had a terrace men that they were
Pharaoh, the keeper power.
right. Ferrochemistry.
Yeah, they
whatever.
were
So are they? So now he's got like all of the power systems, or all the magic systems,
He might be Lord Rulerish.
because when he was doing the spike through the terrace men, was that to make a ferrochemical or chemistry spike?
It probably does pass.
Okay, because you just said they had to stab the spike through the misting.
Because if you remember when Ellen and Vin were fighting the one Inquisitor that was controlling the Kolos, which they were trying to steal and so they could save the
City
that
they were in.
Remember she said he moved way too fast for an elemental?
Yeah.
And remember Saz can, if he wanted to, he could empty a lot of speed,
He
but
could
he could
store
really go.
up, and then move.
Mm-hmm.
So Marsh is on his way to being the all-being. As far as the magic system goes, he's going to have all of them.
He's more powerful than the rest, but Ruin wouldn't make someone that could take him.
Well, no. And I mean, he's trying to fight Ruin's control.
Well, every time he tries to move a finger, Ruin just
Yeah. Because I mean, it starts out with him trying to take the spikes out of himself.
he wants to take the key spike out of his back to die.
Mm-hmm. But Ruin won't let him. So.
But when Ruin's attention is on him, he's happy the world's dying.
Yeah.
And then when Ruin goes away, he just kind of sits there and is miserable.
But he's having Marsh thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah. I don't know. So Marsh is kind of. So I'm assuming he's up in Terrace. Because the Inquisitors took over Terrace, per the Terrace men we encountered in the last book.
Well, it covered that in the last chapter it had too.
Right.
So he's got a bunch of Kolos under him.
Mm-hmm. So he's there. Ruin is, I don't know, ruining. I don't know what Ruin's doing. Is Ruin the Mists? Is Ruin... I don't know. I don't still know. But Ruin, all I know was it came out of the well.
Trapped in the well.
Yes, okay. So... Yeah. Oh, so I did have a thought. Going back to Team Venture, I had this thought. I wonder if later on, because they're both Mistborn now, I wonder if that's going to become a point of contention. I mean, they're not equal, because she has the more experience, but I think he has the more power. So once he gets the experience, he could be more, but I don't know. I'm just wondering if that's going to become a point of contention between them. Because her whole purpose, essentially this time, up until the last chapter of the last book or whatever, was to protect the land. And now he doesn't need it.
Well, that's part of her love for him now, remember, to let him go into danger.
So that's increased her love for him?
Well, remember, she had to accept that she can't protect him at all times.
Right. But I'm wondering, you can accept it, and be okay with it for 5 minutes, but 50 years down the line or whatever, 50 minutes down the line, are you still okay with it, Because...
And I will say, he has more brute force, but she is far superior.
Right, because she's got the experience.
She's natural.
And I also, so I was just thinking maybe down the line it could be an issue. I don't know. And then also, it's been the story of Vin thus far. But now, Elin, he's turning into this whole new person. So I'm wondering if it's gonna shift in focus, or if it's still going to primarily be about Vin. You can't tell me, can you? But I mean, or if we're just going to have two main characters now instead of like...
Everyone kind of gets more important in this one.
Yeah?
Everyone.
Okay. Well, and then I also was thinking with the whole point of contention, hero is singular, which means there can only be one. So with them both being, I was wondering if maybe that would come into play later on, them battling it out for who's going to be hero. Then again, knowing Mr. Sanderson, it'll probably be somebody who hasn't even like been around or has been playing like not a minor role but not a major role. They're all of a sudden going to be, the chosen one.
I will say, the ending of this book
Yeah.
hits you in the face like a frying pan.
Okay, well you've said this about a couple things now, that certain points of the other books would be like,
No,
so
the ending of this one is like...
It's really...
Like, it just escalates.
It just goes...
Boom.
It's like all of a sudden. Okay, all of a sudden. Alright. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I can be a little more excited about it now that we're kind of moving into things and it's not just scene set up.
And you're getting to, well, he's not your pup anymore, but you've seen Tensoon.
Tensoon. Yeah, Tensoon. He's like on trial. First of all, he had no bones.
He was a blob.
He was a blob. Like I pictured him, like I told you off camera, I pictured him as being like the slime oozy stuff that covers the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, pre-ninja. So, but he's just like, you know, and then they give him bones. And he like quickly transforms.
His experience is very...
He's really quick at it. Apparently it's not a quick thing.
Well, so you find out he's a third generation.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how many generations there are.
I think he was talking about the 11th and 12th now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot. But he's like... So first generation doesn't do anything.
They're the...
Second generation is the ruling class.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third generation...
It's Tensoon's class.
But second generation doesn't really like them.
They're kind of rebellious.
Well, second generation thinks they messed up with them.
Mm-hmm. So anyways.
So they try to make sure the third generation isn't home very much.
Mm-hmm. But now he's on trial because he... Well, I thought he was there because he divulged the secret, but they were like getting on to him for killing Osir.
They were trying to paint a full picture to like incriminate him.
Yeah. So... I don't know, he got to speak his piece, but I don't know if it's made a difference, because the first generation, I guess they're the ones who, like, make the decision, and then via the second generation, it's delivered to whoever's on top. But they didn't do anything. They remained silent. So I don't know what that means. We'll have to see.
I will say their true bodies or whatever are weird.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a true body.
No, they gave him bones.
He's got bones, and I guess they're not dog bones. But, anyways. So, I think he's in, like, human form.
He is.
Yeah.
He even gave himself genitals at first.
Boo. I want a dog. Or some other animal. But anyways. So, but yeah. That would be part...
So what do you think about the true bodies they were describing?
I mean, they seem like they're just solid. Like, I don't have any opinion on them. Like, I don't see... They have no... What's the word I'm looking for?
Purpose? Other than being a body?
Yeah, they have shape, but they don't have, definition. I just picture them being one solid, human shape. You know what I'm saying? And, blue or whatever this one is. Red. So, I think someone had a red one.
Well, you're not really going into what I was wanting.
Well, I don't know.
To describe for them.
Okay, well, go ahead.
But, so the bones, which aren't bones, some of them have wood, some of them have, quartz, so on and so forth. And then they keep their skin and muscle translucent so you can see that within them.
The true bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not what I was picturing. Even though it's explained, I do my own picture.
Your headcanon doesn't match the canon.
Nope. I make up my own. Whatever fits me. This is my reading experience. So, anyways. So yeah, that's probably it for part 1 in the prologue. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Any predictions?
Well, I kind of gave them. I'm wondering if, I don't know, maybe a point of contention. Maybe some random person will swoop in and be the hero. Not random, but not so major of a character. Oh, there was something else we didn't mention. The metal in the storage shed had a fine line. You gotta always read that fine print.
Hmm.
And it pretty much said something about, I'm not going to get the wording correct. And I may not even be getting the idea right. But it seemed like it said something like, pretty much, watch what you say, because I can hear everything.
Well, it can hear.
It can hear everything.
So don't,
So then after, hang on, let me say what I was going to say. So if that's in fact what it said, after Vin reads it, they proceed to go to the tent with the soldiers and have a meeting in which everyone is speaking out loud, making plans to go and ransack this next city and potentially find this next storage shed. And I'm just like, hello, he could be hearing you.
So they're human.
But she should have said something. She didn't tell nobody. She didn't say, hey guys, we need to keep our plans in sign language or unwritten word or something.
So Saz really listened to Kuang's metal thing, only trust what's written in metal. He really stuck to that.
Well, that's true. And that turned out to not be, it was altered. Yeah, so I guess. But
they're
still.
Human. There's so much going on that one little detail kind of...
Yeah, but it was pointed out, so there's something there. Something's there. Because why would you put it
There's
out
something
there?
in the mist.
Why would you put it out there if it wasn't of significance? I'm just saying.
Oh, and then as far as the mist goes, there's only a small percentage of the central dominance that still has enough sun coming through for food.
Which is why they're trying to move everyone back to
the
Luthadel.
Majority of the Empire is just covered in mist.
Yep.
No sunlight.
Yep.
And then, there's also, feet of ash just sitting everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I had another thought. See, this is what I tell you. I bounce all over the place.
That's okay.
Back to Marsh. If we flashback to an episode that we had, I think it was from the first book, we were talking about Marsh, and I said that I think maybe he had a thing for Mare.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or she was just a really good sister-in-law. I was right. Because he says
His
in
internal
here,
thoughts.
Yep, he says in here that she chose Kelsier over him. Woohoo, woohoo, I was right.
You've been right on, minor things.
Still, I'll take it. I will take it.
I don't expect you to get anything big right, don't worry.
So, anyways, but yeah, that was just my thought. I wanted to get that in there.
I'll let you have it, whatever.
No letting me have it, I'm taking it. Mm-hmm. So anyways, alright. So with that, I think we're done with this discussion. And next one, part 2, will be coming at you soon.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, let us know if we missed anything. What else could they let us know? You can let us know anything. Comments below.
What are you reading?
What are you reading?
What you playing? What you watching?
Yeah, playing. What?
Playing.
Oh,
what you
playing. I thought you said planning, so I was going to say playing. But anyways, yeah, so, what's going on in your world? Let us know below. And with that, we will see you next time.
See you.